Welcome back to another stimulus check update. In today's video, I want to give you a second stimulus check update, which is good news. I also want to address just a basic stimulus package update because I know a lot of people have been asking what's going on. Is there new stuff? Is there any developments? Do we have any new news? And yes, we do. We got a lot of good news. We also got some bad news. So the first thing that I ask is, if this is your first time here, consider hitting that subscribe button and also click that like button because it just helps out this video and it shares this video over on YouTube. One of the things that I've been doing inside my videos and inside these stimulus check updates is I've also been giving you guys actual tips, tricks, and advice on how you can make money right now. A lot of people have been taking me up on these offers, on these different money-making opportunities, which is awesome. I love it. Also, if you have any questions, whether it's on stimulus checks, stimulus packages, or making money online from home, you can always comment down below, or you can send me an email to Homemade Entrepreneur, right here, homemade-entrepreneur@gmail.com, and I'll help you out there. Now, let's get to the good news because I know that's what you're here for. In regards to the stimulus check updates, right? The stimulus package. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said on Wednesday, okay, this was on Wednesday, so a couple days ago. However, I wanted to see, is this really true? Is all this stuff, okay, is stuff happening, right? So that's why I didn't give you this update yesterday or even on Wednesday. But Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said there will definitely be a second or another stimulus package. What you need to understand is technically this is the second stimulus package that is going to pass. We had the CARES Act. This would be the HEROES Act. Okay. However, we're actually in phase 4. We're technically right now in phase 3.5. And once the HEROES Act is passed by the Senate, which most people think there's no doubt it will be, it's just going to be tweaked in some way, that will be phase 4. Okay, so Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said there will definitely be another stimulus package. Again, good news. Here's the other thing they said, which is also great news. There is a serious review of a second stimulus check as well. So what he's saying, and this has all been mum for a while, nobody's talking about this. Republicans are not stating that yes, there will be a stimulus check, or no, there will not be. They haven't mentioned it at all. And there's a reason I feel that why they haven't. I'm going to explain that in a second. But when it comes to the second stimulus check, okay, what they're trying to figure out right now is, did the economy see an uptick from the first stimulus checks that were released to the American people? If yes, and there was an uptick in the economy, whether it was slight or significant, it doesn't matter. As long as there was an uptick of any kind, there will be a second stimulus check. Okay, it's very likely if there was an uptick, and I believe from the reports that I've read is a lot of people are saying, and a lot of news outlets and economists have said the first stimulus check was good. People received the check, they paid bills, they bought food, they spent the money in the economy. It didn't just go and they stuck it into savings. That's not what happened. They didn't cash it out and shove it underneath their mattress. That's not what happened. People were spending that money, which was what the government intended for that money to be used for. Okay? Not for savings, to spend it. Okay? And as long as everyone did that, we should have seen an uptick. All right? So, the question that everyone's going to ask, and I know this, okay, I know this because everyone asks this anyway, whether it's on a stimulus check update or one of my other videos, is how much would a second stimulus check actually be? Is it going to be $1,200, $2,000? I've seen $2,500, $5,000, $10,000. People have been throwing out just random numbers. Now, there's two main proposals. The first one was the $1,200 stimulus check, which that was the proposal for the first one, okay, which passed and most people received it. If you didn't, you need to contact the IRS and see, hey, what's going on? Why haven't I received my stimulus check? Now, The main proposal, which is right now, which is the actual proposal and the only proposal on the table, is the $2,000 per individual stimulus check. And this will go for a family up to 3 dependents. So a family can receive up to, was it $10,000 or something like that? Okay, which is huge. So for example, let me use my family. Got myself, my wife, and our 3 kids. That's 5. $2,000 a piece is $10,000. That is the max. Okay, so my family would receive the max in this instance. Now, here's what you need to understand. The $2,000 per month proposal, or was never a proposal, okay? That is not on the table. No one's talking about that. The $2,000 one-time payment of a stimulus check is not being talked about. That's what the proposal is right now. However, it's not really being talked about or discussed. Steve Mnuchin stated, okay, that yes, a second stimulus check is very likely. Now, what I can tell you right now is that the $1,200 stimulus check, the one-time stimulus check payment, is probably the only thing we will get, if anything. Okay? I also want to address why that is. Okay? Because what nobody is really talking about, and you probably wonder, why is nobody talking about this additional stimulus check? This second stimulus check that us Americans could potentially get. The reason why Republicans aren't talking about this is because it's a negotiation tactic. Okay, Democrats already put all their cards on the table. They proposed the bill. The bill was passed. Now it's up to the Senate to pass it again, right? To vote on this. Now, what I can tell you right now is this is a good negotiation tactic from the Republican side. I don't think it's great. I think they should just come out and say it. However, let me put it to you this way. When you go to a car dealership, okay, you're going to go buy a brand new car. And you go in and the guy says, well, how much money do you want to spend? Well, you don't come out and say, well, I just got a large inheritance and money's no option. You're not going to do that because you can guarantee that you will not get a great deal on the car whatsoever. You're not going to get a great deal. But if you came to that same dealership and they're like, well, how much money you want to spend? You're like, well, I got a really low budget. I don't want to have big monthly payments. I can't put any money down, and my credit sucks. Well, that comes in, you got a lot of leverage because now you can see every single car on the lot as opposed to only seeing those few. So this, in my opinion, is the Republicans' way to negotiate. They're not going to give you any leverage. They're not going to tell you that, okay, we like that proposal. We like the $1,200 one-time payment. Because they want to come back and they want to get their back to work bonus. They're going to give you, the Democrats their, okay, let's compromise. And instead of the $2,000 stimulus check payment, we're on the fence for having anything, but let's compromise. Let's come to the middle, $1,200. We'll give it to you guys. But that's only if you let us have this back to work bonus or we get money for X, right? And so that's where I think so many people are struggling is they just want an answer, right? Now, something else that Steve Mnuchin has already stated is that he prefers to see stimulus go to organizations and small businesses that are in desperate need of help. Now, this favors industries that were hit the hardest. Because just because a business is a business, okay? A business, doesn't mean they technically need any help. However, industries like, the hospitality industry, okay, hotels, restaurants, salons, a lot of these places were hit very, very hard. They couldn't do anything. Gyms, right? They couldn't do anything for months. And because of that, they had all this money that they were spending. Okay, they had to pay their rents and their lease payments, all this stuff, right? They were hit very, very hard. And Steve Mnuchin says he prefers to see stimulus go towards those organizations and those small businesses. Now, whether you think this is good or bad, or indifferent, I don't know how you feel. I think it's good to help out some of those industries, but it's also a bad thing to provide funding to poorly run businesses. Okay? So if the business was poorly run, I think you should just let them kind of go under, and the better businesses are going to come in and take over their share of the industry. That's just the way it should work. Now, One of the questions I received, I don't remember who said it. It was a comment I got in a video earlier this week, and they asked, why wouldn't the Senate want, or the government want to give, and I don't know exactly how they posted this comment, but why wouldn't the government want to give the American people more money? Wouldn't that make more sense? And they left it at that. And when I was thinking about this, like, yes, it makes much more sense to give money to the American people rather than large corporations, because the American people, if you give every single person $1,200, they're going to take that money and they're going to divide it up into their, whether it's into their local businesses, into locally owned companies, or they're going to spend the money on Amazon or eBay or different retail places. And they're going to go and spread their money over a handful of different stores, different retail spaces, different restaurants, right? That $1,200 is going to go to 15, 20 different places, as opposed to if you give that $1,200 to a small business, or you give $10,000 to a small business, then you just gave $10,000 to that business, and they're going to go and prop up the economy with just 5, 10 different places. They're going to spread their money out. It's going to be less. And so in order to see faster growth in the economy, I think the best way to do it is you have to give the American people money. You got to give them to spend their money. And you can't get the American people to spend money if they don't have it. Now, I gave you some good news as far as the second stimulus check. I gave you some good news as far as what Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin has stated as of Wednesday. I gave you some good news as to that a lot of people are considering that $1,200 stimulus check. However, they're tight-lipped about it. They're not going to say anything about it until it's time to negotiate. Okay? That's the good news. The bad news, because there is bad news. There's always good news and always bad news. The bad news, you already know this, but the Senate is waiting to negotiate the HEROES Act until the end of July. I've already stated that if they don't negotiate before July, they're going to be on a recess until like the last week or so of July. And then they go on recess all of August. It's their summer recess. So they're waiting until the end of July. Now, I can almost guarantee that this will go through by the end of July. Okay? I can almost guarantee that. Now, when I say almost guarantee, I don't work for the Senate. I have nothing to do with the government. All I do is I pay my taxes. And I try to educate myself on what people are saying, what highly appointed people are saying, whether it's in the White House, in the Senate, wherever. That's what I try to do. And so I can almost guarantee that this will happen by the end of July. Okay? And I'm like 98% sure. Now, the other bad news, and why is this bad news? Okay? This is bad news because the unemployment boost, that $600 boost that a lot of people have been getting, okay, millions and millions of Americans have been getting, expires on July 31st. But here's the other bad news that a lot of people don't talk about. There's a lot of people that are unemployed right now, okay, that get the unemployment boost, that additional $600 per week, okay, which is great for them. Good job getting that, right? But here's the bad thing. Those numbers that that people are saying, oh, this many people are unemployed, file for unemployment. Okay, this many people got unemployment benefits. Here's the problem. What about all those people, those millions and millions of Americans that were denied unemployment? They're not getting anything. They're not getting unemployment from their state. They're not getting that $600 pandemic unemployment boost. They're not getting that. They are struggling. They're not working. They don't get unemployment. They're not really counted as unemployed because they don't get the unemployment benefit. So a lot of these numbers that are coming out, it's like they're a little bit skewed, right? So that's one of the other bad things is this unemployment boost will expire July 31st. Okay, not only that, taxes, if you owe taxes for 2019, taxes are due July 15th. What do you do then? If you don't have any money to buy food and now the IRS is saying, hey, you owe $15,000 for your small business. Well, if I don't have the $15,000, how am I supposed to pay it, right? Don't know. Now, with that said, let me give you some more good news. Republicans are now open to the idea of extending the boost by like $250 to $350 per week. So again, that's good news. More good news on top of that is more and more people have come out and stated they are in favor of the back to work bonus, which if you don't know is the $450 per week back to work bonus. Now, this is a question I've been getting a lot. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. Probably 10% of the comments are this. What about the people that didn't stop working? Okay, what are those people going to get? Now, here are my thoughts. Okay, because the people that never stopped working, those are really the heroes. Those are people that, the essential workers. Those are people that kept the economy up to kind of where it's at now, right? But here's the problem. Okay, and here are my thoughts. And this goes back to the same thing I mentioned earlier about the negotiation tactics. Republicans don't want to give Democrats leverage. They just don't want to do it. So the back to work bonus, I think it's great. I think it's good for the people that are on unemployment and try to get them off unemployment, get them back to work and doing whatever they did before. However, there is going to be a lot of people that, or there are going to be a lot of people that are a little disappointed. Well, what about us? Why are we being left out? We didn't get that $600 per week unemployment boost. And now we're not getting the $450 per week back to work bonus. What's going on, right? And so this is what I think is going to happen. I think the Republicans are going to come out. They're going to try to negotiate their stuff. They don't want to spend more than $1 trillion on this stimulus package. They've already stated that, okay? Mitch McConnell has already stated he does not want this to go over $1 trillion. That's a lot of money. However, not to the government. Government doesn't care. It's $1 trillion. What's the difference between 1 trillion and 3.3? Not a lot. Okay? And so he's already stated he don't want to go over $1 trillion. So I think what's going to happen is he's going to go back to the Democrats and be like, hey, what do you want? What do you really want? Because this is what we're going to do, and this is what will happen, and what would you like? Right? I think that's what's going to happen. So I think at some point, the people that have been working, the essential workers package or whatever you want to call it, I think something will be in there for you guys. As to what it will be, nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. So that's the hard part, is I just don't know. The truth is, only time will tell. The more and more states open up, the more potential viruses we see. The numbers go up in some states, the numbers don't go up in others. The economy is looking better in some, and it's not looking great in others. I think as more and more information comes available, we're going to get more answers as to what is going to actually happen. But again, only time will tell, and it's not going to happen till the end of July. Okay, so all these updates are great. All these updates are needed, but at the same time, we could wait a month or so and really know what's going on. But then the problem with that is everybody's wondering, well, what about this and this and this and that package that everyone listed 2 months ago? Things change. Things change every single day when it comes to the government. And you and I both know that. So hopefully this video kind of helped you out. Now, let me give you a little bit of help. Okay, I want to give you a free training. This is a free training that I put on a couple months back. I've never really mentioned it here in any of the stimulus check updates, but I have an absolutely free training. I'll put a link to this down in the description box below so that you can go and check it out. However, this free training is me showing you how to make $500 every single month just by creating one single YouTube video. So if you've ever thought about creating a YouTube channel, you've ever thought about putting together one single YouTube video, I'm going to show you how you can do it, how you can make one single YouTube video and potentially make over $500 every single month. This could potentially be passive income for you. So if you're looking for a way to make money, consider YouTube. YouTube's an incredible business opportunity. I make a good amount of money from YouTube. I have for years. Okay, and so I really want you to take this time, think about it. Maybe this is the opportunity that you've been looking for. All right, so if you have any questions on how to make money on YouTube, if you have any questions on the free training, again, I'll put a link to this down in the description box below so that you can go and check it out. But all I ask is if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you click that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss any more of my videos. Also, if you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up button because it just tells YouTube, hey, this is a good video. You should recommend it to others. But again, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.